Capricorn, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Capricorn love reading. Today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2024. Trying to get started already. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Capricorn, 3 cards for your person. Then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. I know it's been probably a couple of months since I've posted a reading for you. Everything has been fine. I know people have been emailing me, DMing me on Instagram, trying to make sure everything's okay with me. Everything's been fine. I've just been working on a lot of new stuff for you. I started to take a little bit of time off to write a book, and next thing you know, I wrote 12 books. I've got all of those almost totally finished right now, and then I've got 3 other ones that I have almost all the way finished. And I even started working on a tarot course or workshop that people have been hounding me about for like 2 years now, so I'm finally putting that together. Meant to take like a week off, and it turned into 2 months, so Scorpio rising, so I tend to get a little bit deep and drawn in on some stuff. So anyway, let's get on with your reading. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Capricorn and their romantic person of interest here in October 2024. Thank you. Let's get 3 cards for you, Capricorn. How you been? What's going on with you? What's going on with Capricorn as it relates to their romantic person of interest? The connection between them. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Let's get 3 cards for your person. What is going on with your person, Capricorn? What's going on with their romantic person of interest as it relates to Capricorn and the connection between them? Not even letting me finish the sentence. Awesome. Okay, the overall energy of this reading. 6 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is an energy of balance most of the time. It's usually like trying to balance something back out, or generosity or reciprocity, like you scratch my back, I scratch your back, we take care of each other. It's like equal give and take. It's not the only meaning to the cards. Sometimes this card can represent the merchant, would mean your person giving to 2 different people in the physical sense. I don't see anything out here that tells me that yet. So I'm looking at something that's related to balance here, or making something equal give and take. Have Ace of Swords right behind that. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword you make decisions with. Like the word decision, the Latin word that decision comes from, literally means to cut off, as in you got these 2 options, you cut one of them off, and now a decision has been made because there's only one option left. So this is the sword you make decisions with. It's the sword you use to cut away something that's not in balance, or to sever something that's not good for you anymore. And then I have 6 of Wands right behind that. So I have a 6, a 1, and then a 6 again. This is Leo energy of recognition. So sometimes this would mean like you getting publicly recognized for something, or your person getting recognized for something. Sometimes this will mean, coming to some sort of a recognition, and whatever it is that's being recognized is allowing forward movement to happen, like successful forward movement. Too early to tell exactly what this is talking about yet. This is like the gist of what the reading is going to talk to me about. So we have some opportunity here to balance something out. Something needs cut away. Maybe some truth needs to come out. We got this idea of recognizing something that allows forward movement. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in October 2024, Capricorn. It doesn't always affect you both the same way. Sometimes they'll do this and you'll feel the consequences, or vice versa. Sometimes they'll say or do something and it makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately something external to both of you having an impact on you both, and it's not always going to affect you both exactly the same. But that mutual point of interest for you guys, Capricorn, is the 4 of Cups. This is Cancer energy. This is an energy of not being fully happy or content with what you have right in front of you. So much so that there's this daydreaming going on about this other cup or this other thing that I believe might lead me to my happiness. I just don't have that yet. Sometimes I'll get this card and it means that there is a love offer on the table between the two of you already, and it hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. It's just kind of been left hanging here in the air with nothing being done about it. Sometimes this will be one of you is contemplating making a love offer to the other one and just hasn't yet, maybe out of fear of rejection or some other reason. So let me clarify this. Why is this Four of Cups the shared energy that's affecting Capricorn and their person here in October 2024, please? One flipped over in the deck. Let's see what we got here. Can't make that up. Underlying this not fully happy kind of an energy here, Queen of Cups. This is more Cancer energy. So I've got 2 Cancer cards already. I've got a little bit of Aquarius or Gemini. I've got some Taurus out here, Sagittarius, Taurus again. I've got Aries, Taurus again, Pisces, Taurus again, Leo, Scorpio. You could be dealing with any of those signs. Looks like we're pretty heavy on Taurus, pretty heavy on Cancer. You could be dealing with any sign, really. This is a collective reading, and it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with as an individual person, because I'm doing a collective reading right here. I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you. I'm dialing into like thousands of Capricorn people all at the same time here. So I'm going to just call out these signs as they stick out to me, that way in case they have any meaning for you. But this is Cancer energy. This is the most intuitive queen in the deck. It's someone who's very in touch with their emotions and their intuition. She's also the only character that has a lid on her cup. And she has the lid on her cup as a way to protect her emotions from getting contaminated. She doesn't want to be emotionally damaged or hurt here. So she's kind of guarded with her emotions. What she really wants to do is take the lid off of her cup and pour her love into someone. She's just a little bit guarded and hesitant to do that. So I don't know if there's something here that has hurt you, or if this is just telling me that you have a lot of love and emotions for your person and they have a lot of love and emotions for you. Right under that, more Cancer energy, Four of Cups. That is the card that I'm clarifying right now. So this is the universe beating me over the head going, dude, I done told you somebody's not fully happy with what they have in front of them right now. Seven of Pentacles right behind that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'll tell you in a second. This Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. This is a period of time for one of 2 reasons. Either A, this is a period of time where you guys are pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection, take stock of this whole situation you're finding yourselves in. And it's about trying to decide if these seeds that we've planted between the two of us are ever going to turn into that 10 of Pentacles that I really want, that maximum stability and abundance that we all want, or that combined together life, building a life together. It's about, is this going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles or not? And is this worth me continuing to invest my time, effort, energy, all my work into this? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe it's time for me to just cut my losses and move on? So this can be that period of time where there's a pause to reflect on that type of stuff, ask those type of questions. It's affecting both of you here. It can also be a period of time where the seeds have already been planted on something and we're just still waiting on it to fully grow and develop and mature so it can be harvested and then we can reap the rewards of it. Whatever it is, though, we're either waiting on a love offer to come in, waiting on a love offer to be accepted, or we're trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, I have all this love for this person, and now something is making me not fully happy here, and maybe I'm reflecting on all this to see if this is what I want or not. I do have the Ace of Cups right here, which is a new beginning in love and emotions. This can represent like a new connection, like a new person showing up, but this can also represent if you guys have been together and there's been something wrong here, and this can be like filling the cup back up between the two of you, starting over at square one in terms of love and emotions. This is looking a little sketchy, I'll be real with you here. When I clarify this Four of Cups, As the shared energy, I get the Six of Pentacles again, which is the overall energy of the reading. Oh, the thing I said I'll tell you about in a second, that Seven of Pentacles I saw, that's one of the final cards that came out for you. I got two at the same time for that final spot. Also got the King of Swords here, the Nine of Wands, and the Hierophant. So again, Six of Pentacles, same meaning as it had here. This is either balance, equal give and take. We're balancing something back out, or we're scratching each other's backs metaphorically here. It can, like I said, sometimes represent the merchant here, giving to two different people in the physical sense. I don't see anything that's telling me that yet, though. So this is feeling like something has come not fully in balance anymore, and this is like, I'm not fully happy with this, and there's this energy of rebalancing it. But there's also King of Swords here, which is Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is a decision-making energy, and it's someone who is emotionally detached when they make their decisions. This is the person who will throw their emotions and their intuition right out the window, and they're going to decide based on logic and reason and truth and facts and what's right in front of me and what can I see and verify. It's going to decide based on that and not how I feel, not how you feel. Sometimes this can feel like an emotionally distant person, an emotionally disconnected type of a person. Definitely a decision-making energy, though, which kind of goes in line with that Ace of Swords that I saw here. He's carrying the Ace of Swords. Truth, decision. I got Nine of Wands next, which is Sagittarius energy. This is a card of being walled off and defensive about something. It's also a card that indicates someone has been hurt and some healing is either taking place or needed. This is the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt, hence the bandage, hence this wall he's built around himself. It's like a defense mechanism. It's like his way of protecting himself so he doesn't get hurt again or doesn't continue to get hurt, because he's trying to heal here. He's trying to get his energy right to take the next step in his journey. It can also represent some sort of a barrier being in the way here. Might have something to do with logic and reason and common sense being some sort of a barrier. I got the Five of Wands next, which is the Taurus Major Arcana card. This is a card of commitment, being fully committed to something bigger than yourselves. In a relationship reading, this is a card of like being fully committed to the relationship or marriage, or taking things to that level, like trying to go down that path. Again, getting ahead of myself, but the Hierophant is the center energy over here on your side of the table, Capricorn. I'll be honest with you, this one's not making a whole lot of sense to me yet, and that is not uncommon whatsoever at this early stage in the reading. I usually don't fully understand this shared energy until I get at least part of the way through your energy, Capricorn, because then I can see how it applies to you. I will come back to this again as I go through your person's energy so I can see how it applies to them. That's the shared energy. Your energy in this connection for October 2024, Capricorn. First card is the most important. We got the Four of Wands for you. I got the Hierophant as your central energy. And the final card for you came out as two. It's the Moon and the Seven of Pentacles. Four of Wands is Aries energy of stability of the home, stability of the family life, stability of the connection between the two of you. These four wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. This is the stage in manifesting when I know what I want. I've already chosen the path that gets me there. I've already taken the steps, and I'm not waiting on it anymore because it is now arrived and it is now stable in the physical 3D reality. This is also a celebration energy, like celebration of home and family. You'll get this card a lot for like baby showers, housewarming parties, graduations, engagements, weddings, things like that. So I've got what could be considered a marriage card as your first card, and your central energy is also considered a marriage card. I've got that same Hierophant out here in the shared energy between the two of you. Let's clarify this Four of Wands, see what we can find out. Tell me more about this Four of Wands. Why is that the first card out here for Capricorn in October 2024? We got a lot going on here, don't we? Double check and make sure nothing else flipped over in there. That was a lot. Okay. Normally get 3 clarifiers. I just got 5 for your first card. Underlying this Four of Wands energy, King of Wands. This is Leo or Sagittarius energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person that knows exactly what they want. They usually don't take no for an answer. This is not the kind of person who's going to let some obstacle or roadblock get in his way. This is more like, I'm going to find a way to get what I want, or I'm going to make a way to get what I want. It's also the pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It's about passion, desire, sexual energy. It represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what. This is the pinnacle of that suit. So it's not just someone who's driven and motivated in the normal sense. It's probably also someone driven and motivated in that sexual energy sense. It's probably also someone that you find attractive or charming or good looking and kind of have the hots for them, have this level of attraction to them. Damn. And then I got Six of Swords right behind that. This is Aquarius energy of moving forward into calmer waters. This is about moving away from the Five of Swords, which is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. So this is about moving away from pain and moving forward into the future toward what it is that you actually want. There's an implied choice that goes with this energy. The woman, the child, all the swords in the boat represent either going forward carrying a burden from your past or carrying a lesson that you learned from your past. So here something painful has already occurred, and this is about leaving the pain in the past, moving away from the pain and moving forward toward what you want. But the question is, are you going to take this burden that this painful thing has caused you into your future with you so it keeps weighing you down and holding you back? Or are you going to carry forward into your future the lesson you learned from going through that painful thing so that something like that never happens again? It's looking like we have some sort of like a moving away from your person here. Two of Cups is right behind it. This is Cancer energy. It's like I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected. It's an emotional connection, a love connection, but it is also a two, and in tarot, twos are about choices. So this can be a choice about the connection. Am I leaving it behind? Am I taking it with me? It could even be a choice between more than one person here. I don't know. I was going to stop there, but I felt called to the next card, Five of Swords. I just referenced that here because here this is about moving away from the painful thing, which is the Five of Swords. This is sometimes a conflict. Sometimes it's a big fight or a big argument. Sometimes this is a betrayal. Sometimes it's a person who has this winning at all costs mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want, and I'm going to do decisions and actions that get me to what I want. And if you get hurt in the process of that, well, sorry about your luck, because I'm getting mine here. So it can be dealing with a person like that. It can even represent that for you, you might be stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. I see a choice here. I see another choice here. I see some wall in your way. I see something that you're not happy with. There is the potential that there is another person involved. I still don't necessarily feel that way, but I've been surprised before. This can be that kind of a situation where I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. If I do option A, somebody's getting hurt and I don't want to hurt anybody. If I do option B, somebody's getting hurt and I don't want to hurt anybody. If I don't do anything, somebody's getting hurt and I don't want to hurt anybody. It's like damned if I do, damned if I don't. It's also making me feel like if you have some kind of a choice, you could be limiting yourself here. Like, you don't really have an actual choice if you only have two options. If you only have two options, that's called a dilemma. And you don't have real choice until there are three or more options. I don't know who that's for, but that popped to my head, so I felt like I needed to say that. There's definitely something painful going on here related to stability, related like maybe even to emotional stability, related to not being fully happy. There's this idea of balancing it out, but there's also some kind of a barrier here between balancing it out and full commitment. And there's some sort of element of the logical mind and a decision that doesn't involve emotions right here. Now, when I clarify this Four of Wands, I get the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Swords, Page of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Well, Knight of Wands is the second fastest knight in the deck. This rushing forward, taking some rapid, passionate action on something there's passion and desire for. I do have King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Excuse me, Four of Wands out here. A lot of fire energy, a lot of passion, desire energy. This sometimes gets called the player of the tarot deck because it can be that kind of a person who comes rushing in all passionately, telling you everything you want to hear so they can get what they want. But then they rush out somewhere else all passionately and tell them everything they want to hear to get what they want. So it can be a player who's running back and forth between two different people playing both sides of the fence. It can also just represent someone who is kind of having a problem with commitment. In other words, they can't stay fully committed to what they said they wanted. Like one minute they're all gung-ho about it and they want it really bad and they're taking all the right actions and saying all the right things, but then something happens and they pull back and go a different direction. So it can be like a real wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth, can't make up my mind, can't stay fully committed to what I said I wanted kind of an energy here. Whatever that thing is that they wanted or that you wanted, it's here. And I don't know if this is your person showing up over here or if there's some element of I wanted this and now that I have it, I'm not 100% happy with it and now maybe I'm changing my mind. I got Nine of Swords next, which is Gemini energy of fear, worry, anxiety. This is thinking about something a lot with all this fear and worry behind the way you're thinking about it and doing that to the point that it becomes physically stressful. This like manifests itself in nightmares, sleepless nights. I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. I can't eat. It's mental anguish here. Now, it could be a case where we got some player activity going and I'm worried about that, or I'm worried that that's going to come out. Could be like, I wanted this, I got this, and now something else is calling to me and I'm worried about what to do. I do have Page of Swords here, which is an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. This can represent doing research, investigation on something, doing some thinking, looking back at the past, trying to figure something out. This can represent spying and snooping around, being nosy, scoping out social media pages, driving past where someone lives or works, trying to get information, asking people. It could represent some external person that knows both of you saw something and told you about it. You could have accidentally uncovered something that's got you worried now. Hell, what I'm doing right now qualifies as Page of Swords because I'm snooping around in you guys' energy trying to figure out what's going on. Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. This is a physical decision between these two things and I cannot have both of them. I have to pick one and it's like, do I want this one or that one? And it's like weighing the pros and cons, looking at like the options here, trying to decide which one I want and not being 100% committed to it either way. It's 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of an energy. It's an off balance, like trying to maintain my balance or trying to get my balance back kind of an energy here. Then I have Four of Pentacles, which is more Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Now that can represent financial stability. It could be that we have some financial thing going on that's got things off balance. The Six of Pentacles, that is the overall energy and in the shared energy clarifiers here. This is a card of receiving money. So we could have some sort of a financial thing going on here. Central to your energy, Capricorn, we got the Hierophant, Taurus Major Arcana energy of commitment, being fully committed, taking things to the next level. Could be a marriage. Tell me about this Hierophant. Why is that central for Capricorn's energy here in October 2024, please? Let's see what we got. On the bottom of the deck, underlying this Hierophant commitment energy, Eight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the deck. This is like rapid back and forth, passionate communication. This can be travel over great distances. It could be rapid forward movement or progress on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. This can even represent a whole lot of external stuff is coming at me all at one time, and it's like too much to process all at once. It can feel overwhelming. This would be like the equivalent of trying to take a drink of water out of a fire hose. It's just too much, too fast, and it'll blow you halfway down the street. So there's some element of commitment, either a lot happening or we've moved really, really fast on commitment. The potential that you or your person is maybe having some second thoughts about this and trying to figure something out, and one of you is wanting to hold on. There's some barrier in the way of commitment is what this feels like. I got the the Nine of Wands with the Hierophant here, and I've got the Eight of Wands with the Hierophant there. Very, very weird energy. Hanged Man right behind that. This is an energy of progress being halted, no forward movement happening, things being stuck and at a dead standstill. Very odd to go from the second fastest moving energy in the deck to the brakes are locked up suddenly. I do have Page of Wands right behind it, which is, it's the minor arcana version of the Fool. Only it's like a way toned down version of the Fool. The Fool's just like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to leap off this cliff and I will worry about how to grow wings on my way down. I'll figure this out on the way down. And this is a more toned down version of that. This is like having the willingness to take the very first steps down this brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. It can also represent passionate communication, passionate messages, expressing interest, expressing desire. It's very weird. We're like going really, really fast, and then we hit the brakes, and then it's like, okay, I still have the willingness to take a step here. It's just, I don't think I want to go quite that fast. Got the Wheel of Fortune behind that. This is one of those cards that can mean a lot of different things. It can represent divine timing. Like, what's supposed to happen is going to happen. It's just going to happen when it's supposed to happen and not a minute sooner. This can represent a cyclic pattern happening, like a repeating of a cycle. This can represent a pivotal moment where things take this abrupt left turn into the telephone pole. Like if things are going bad, or things are going good, I should say, then this would be the wheel spinning the other way and it goes to hell in a handbasket. If things have been going bad, this would be the wheel turning the other way, trying to correct course and put us back on track here. It's some sort of a change is occurring. When I clarify the Hierophant, I get the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Swords is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. She's holding her hand out because she's offering to let someone tell their side of the story. Like, speak your truth to me. The thing with her is she already knows what happened, so the truth they tell her better match the truth she knows, or she's going to cut their head off with the sword. So she represents speaking the truth on something, but also cutting off a thing or a person that isn't in her best interest anymore. It's tied to this idea of commitment, and it's also got this player energy, like the way it's laid on the table, it's behind her going in a different direction. So I don't know if your person is having some sort of a second thought about being committed when they originally wanted that, or if that's you having second thoughts about that and maybe wanting to sever the commitment here. Next, I have the King of Pentacles, excuse me, Virgo or Taurus energy. This usually shows up as like husband energy here. This is like not necessarily like, excuse me, legally married husband, but it could be fiance. It could be the person that is building their life around you, or that you're showing up maybe as King of Pentacles, building a life around them. Sometimes this will be like a business person or someone who's good at building things, whether that's physically or building like some sort of a business, a financial empire. It could be someone who works for themselves or owns their own business or has like an authority, like manager, shot calling kind of a position where they work. I'm in the column that is headed off by commitment in marriage, and I have commitment in marriage here with a wall in front of it. I've got King and Queen of Swords also out here, I just noticed. Like, these are the King and Queen of Pentacles work together to build the Ten of Pentacles, the combined together life. That's why I usually view this as husband and Queen of Pentacles as wife. King and Queen of Cups build the Ten of Cups together. They're the emotional counterparts. These two, they build the Ten of Swords together. So these represent people that used to be together that not necessarily get along right now. So it's looking increasingly like we've had some kind of a problem between the two of you. And I don't know if like logic and reason and detached decision making became some out of balance thing that created a barrier to getting to commitment, and maybe that's why there's this element of not being happy. Not 100% sure yet. I just know that right here, tied to this other half of the equation, husband, fiance, dude I'm living with kind of an energy, is this Nine of Swords, fear, worry, anxiety, and stress. Now that could be stress about business, that could be stress about money and finances, worry and fear about that. I do have the Eight of Pentacles next, which is more Virgo energy. This is a card of work, putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what I want. It can mean literal work. It can just mean having the willingness to work on something. It's got this energy tied to it of trying to learn something or figure something out. Could be just trying to figure out money, and we could have some money imbalance right now, and financial stability and physical stability might be a little wobbly right now. Final card for you, Capricorn, came out as 2. We got the Moon and the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm seeing quite a bit of Pentacles out here all over the place. A lot of Earth energy, which makes sense. You're an Earth sign. But it could have something to do with money or physical assets and resources. This Moon card is another card that means fear, worry, and anxiety. Here it's based on uncertainty, though. When the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't always see the full path in front of you. So it's really easy to get mixed up and not be 100% sure, am I on the right path or not? Was this the right path for me to begin with? Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? Should I turn around and go back? I think that level of uncertainty can kind of activate this Knight of Wands energy, this like, maybe I should go the other direction, or like, I don't know if this is the right move or not. It's trying to figure that out here, worried about that. It can even represent something hasn't been revealed yet, something is hidden in the dark. It can represent a secret being kept. It can just represent fear, worry, and anxiety from uncertainty about waiting on something to happen after we've planted the seeds on it. This would be like, if you go plant an apple tree in your yard right now, you're not going to come out tomorrow morning and get apples off that tree. There probably ain't even going to be a tree there yet. You'll be lucky if it's even poking up out of the ground, because there's this big lag time between when we plant the seed on something until we can actually harvest it and reap the rewards from it. So this could just mean I'm waiting on something to pan out, and I don't see how this is going to work. I don't have all the answers yet. I'm uncertain about whether or not it is going to pan out. Like I said before, when I saw it in the bottom of the deck, it can be that period of time where I'm reflecting on something and trying to decide, is this ever going to turn into the Ten of Pentacles I want? Or should I cut my losses and move on? And it could just be a level of uncertainty during that reflection here. Could also represent that there has been a period of time where someone's waiting on something to pan out and they're keeping it secret, whatever that is. I don't necessarily feel that, but tell me about this Moon and Seven of Pentacles. Why is this here for Capricorn in October 2024, please? Make sure nothing else flipped here. Okay, we're good. Underlying this Moon, Seven of Pentacles energy, Six of Swords again, Aquarius energy. This is about leaving something painful behind, moving away from pain, moving forward toward pleasure or toward the thing that I want. But like I said, there is an implied choice here. The painful thing has happened. You can't change that at this point. This is about, do I carry the burden that that painful thing caused into my future with me so it keeps weighing me down? Or do I carry forward with me the lesson I learned from going through that painful experience so something like that doesn't ever happen again? Nine of Cups right behind that, Pisces energy. This is personal happiness and wish fulfillment. This is also a singles energy. It's a step backwards from the 10 of Cups that we all want, that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale love connection where it's reciprocated and we're both emotionally combined together, pouring ourselves into each other, and everyone's happy and totally in love. Everything's all great. This is a step backwards from that. This is like emotionally single, emotionally content in and of myself. It can represent personal happiness, personal wish fulfillment. This is one of those cards that you could kind of like flip a coin on whether or not it's a good sign or a bad sign. In the positive sense, this could represent that you are moving forward and leaving something behind, and you understand that my happiness comes from inside me. I'm happy with myself. I love myself. I enjoy my own company, and I don't need this external person to show up and, quote, make me happy. I don't need some external person to show up and make me feel loved or make me feel worthy. It's about understanding that emotions are like just chemicals that your body creates, and they have an impact on your brain, on your mind, on your physical body. And those chemicals are made by you, not made by me or this person or any other external person. We can't make those chemicals inside of you. Only you can make those. So this is about making yourself happy, loving yourself. And that has to actually come first before true love can happen, because what most people don't realize is this should be the goal, not the 10 of Cups. Because if you're not in this state, you're projecting some kind of a lack into the universe, a lack of self-love. I don't love me, which is how you attract to you a person who also doesn't love you. I don't feel whole. I'm missing something, which is how you attract to you a person who also isn't whole, who is missing something. So you can't actually get to the 10 of Cups unless you're here first. And then you attract to you a person who is also emotionally happy and content and doesn't need you any more than you need them. But because you're together and you pour yourselves into each other anyway, that's what overflows the cups. And that's how you fill the 10th cup. Now, the other side of that coin is this could easily be a kind of a negative energy, because it represents someone who is self-centered and self-indulgent, and it's about me, myself, and I, and my own personal happiness is more important than yours. My personal happiness is more important than this connection. It could be something like that here. We do have the moon here, and something painful has happened that we're trying to leave behind, and there's this period of time where there's reflection and contemplation and maybe waiting on something to pan out, and it's mysterious and I can't see it all yet. Sometimes I get that 6 of Swords, and it's a question of like, okay, dude, I'm moving forward. Are you coming with me, or am I leaving you behind? Sometimes it's deciding, is this relationship something I can carry forward with me, or is the relationship itself the burden that's been weighing me down? And if I carry it forward, maybe it weighs me down some more. This is like going forward toward personal happiness, or even being emotionally single. And I have Temperance behind it, which is kind of a mixed message here. Like, Temperance is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. It can be patience. It can be, blending two things together to make something new, but being willing to do that little bits at a time and not be in such a big hurry that it has to be all or nothing. This is more like, well, let's do a little bit and taste test this, and maybe we'll add some more salt or, some more sugar or whatever. We're going to like recalibrate things and make some fine-tuning adjustments along the way. This can't even represent reconciliation, because water represents love, and here the love has been separated into two different cups, and it's being recombined back together, combining it back into one, like reconciling here. So it could be that we've already had this moving away from each other, and personal happiness and wish fulfillment would be like recombining that, and there's this uncertainty about whether or not that's going to pan out. It could be that. When I clarify the moon and the 7 of Pentacles, I get the Ace of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and the 9 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands, new beginning in passion and desire. passionate new beginning. It's the phallic symbol of the deck, so it can represent the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what, sexual energy, all that jazz. It can sometimes also represent trying to re-spark a connection that's fizzled out here, and uncertainty about whether or not that's going to pan out. It looks to me like we have had some kind of a severing between the two of you and some sort of a moving on here, and maybe an energy of that happening because you weren't fully happy, or because they weren't fully happy, or maybe after the moving on there's this idea of maybe re-sparking it because I'm still not happy and now I can't get you out of my head. It could be any of that stuff. Five of Wands is next, Leo energy. Fives are conflict or change. This is a conflict in desires. In other words, a piece of me wants this, and another piece of me wants pretty much the opposite of that. And now I'm torn between these two things, and I'm having this internal game of tug of war in terms of what it is I want, where I'm pulling myself in these different directions at the same time. It's connected to some either new beginning or re-sparking this. So that could be a case of like part of me wants to re-spark this connection and part of me wants to just go start something new. Part of me wants to leave it behind. It's also tied to this husband type of an energy here and all this fear, worry, and anxiety and stress as well. Final clarifier for you, Capricorn, Nine of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. It's sitting right beside the Eight of Pentacles, so we're advancing in the physical sense here. This is also a single energy, though. The Ten of Pentacles is that combined together life, building a life together. And this is a step back from that. This is being physically single. It's being independent, self-sufficient. I can take care of myself. I don't need you to physically take care of me. I don't need you to financially take care of me. I got all that. I've put in the work and I'm reaping the rewards of the work. And it could also be here in this whole row, I'm trying to figure out something related to work that's got me stressed out. It's got me maybe financially out of balance here. And this would be the stage after putting in the work where you reap the rewards from it. Now, this could also just be talking about part of me wants to be single and another part of me wants to re-spark this connection. Could even be that you were in some previous relationship and we have now met someone new here and there's contemplating a love offer and this feels balanced, but common sense is getting in my way of like actually being committed to this. Maybe I got hurt in the past and I'm single right now and I can't tell if it's worth it to put in all this work and invest because I'm still holding on to something from the past that was painful. It could be that as well. The negative piece of this is sometimes I'll get this card and it's not about a person who is single. It's about a person who's in a commitment already. They're not single, but they start presenting themselves as if they're single in this physical sense here. Again, though, I don't necessarily feel like that's what's going on here. I will freely admit to you, this one is a little confusing and vague to me. That's your energy, Capricorn. Your person's energy in this connection, first card for them is the most important. We got Strength. Central to their energy is Death. And their final card is the Knight of Swords. Strength is Leo Major Arcana energy. This card is about going through a very difficult period and having the strength to make it through that. It's just your person's probably being forced to dig down deep inside themselves and tap into that strength in order to make it through something very difficult here. It can also represent a person who's trying to tame this beast inside themselves. In other words, they have these urges and these desires. There's something that they feel like they're missing that they want. And maybe they're worried that that's going to be a mistake if I go after it, and they want to really bad. So it's like reining myself in so that I don't make some kind of a mistake. It could be either of those two things. It's starting to look like we had a problem and this person's having a hard time dealing with it, and you might be a little bit, piece of me wants it and another piece of me is like hell to the no. So tell me about Strength. Why is this the first card for Capricorn's romantic person of interest, please? Bottom of the deck, underlying this difficult time here, I got the Hanged Man. Again, this is Pisces energy, progress halted, no forward movement happening, things being stuck. This is also a person who's trying to look at things from a different point of view than they normally would. That's why the Hanged Man is hanging upside down. He's trying to figure out what has me stuck and how do I get unstuck so that I can move forward the way I want to. Sometimes this can indicate, like, the focus of the Hanged Man is on things. He's looking at things from a different perspective. Things are external to them. So this is like looking at these external things that have me stuck, not looking internally for what about me has me stuck. So sometimes that can mean it is something external that has your person stuck, but it's usually not super common when we have this external problem that didn't first get created internally. So sometimes this can be somebody who's missing the idea here and they're only looking outside of themselves for the problem or even the solution when really it's inside. Could be everything is hard now because progress stopped between the two of you. I do have the Wheel of Fortune, so that could be telling me things were going great and then suddenly they weren't going great anymore. It could even be telling me that we've had a problem and things are stuck and there is this let's balance it out kind of an energy. And this could be the turning point where now we've decided to turn the wheel the other way and try to correct course and put us back on track here. Queen of Cups. There's the love and emotions that they have for you. This is like them getting love and emotions from you, them wanting to pour their love into you. Four of Cups, more Cancer energy, and that again is the shared energy affecting you both. Not fully happy with what's right in front of me and daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that would make me happy. I just don't have that yet. I don't know if this is your person trying to rein themselves in from reaching out to you and offering their cup of love, or if this is a person that wasn't happy when you two were together for some reason and they were thinking about this other thing that would make them happy. Not 100% sure again. This one's a little blurry to me. When I clarify strength, I get the Sun, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Tower. Strength is the Leo Major Arcana. The Sun is the other Leo Major Arcana card. So I've had quite a few Leo cards pop up now. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Like, you can't get a better card than the Sun when that's what it's talking about. This would be like, you're the sunshine that lights up my life. I have all my happiness attached to you or to this connection. It can also represent something negative in a sense too, because it is the card that comes after the moon, and I've got the moon on your side. When the moon's out, it's dark. Sometimes you can't see everything. Sometimes something's hidden in the dark or there's a secret. The next step is the sun comes up and it's not dark anymore, and whatever that was hiding that I couldn't see before, it gets exposed and illuminated, and now the light shined on it and I can see it for what it is. This is not, again, not necessarily feeling like that. It's almost feeling like this person is holding themselves back from what would make them happy. I got Seven of Pentacles, which we've already seen in this deck. It's out here with the moon for you. Wow, that's odd. I got the moon and the Seven of Pentacles, and now the very next card, the Sun and the Seven of Pentacles. So whatever this uncertainty is here about whether something's going to pan out or whether I should continue investing in this or not, there's illumination about that here. But your person having a very difficult time. And then the Tower happens. Like, this is the collapse of some important structure in this person's life. It's a game changer. It's a foundation rocking event. Nothing's the same after this moment happens. A lot of times this will be the collapse of the relationship. Sometimes it's the collapse of a belief system that they have. Like, the way they believed things were going, something happens and it shatters that belief. Now they don't know what the hell to do. Could be why I'm having a difficult situation, why I'm not happy, why there's this idea of balancing it out, but then there's this wall in the way, and I don't know if common sense, logic, and reason or thinking is that wall that's preventing things from balancing out and being fully committed here. I've got death as their central energy, Scorpio major arcana energy. This is an ending to something. It's something dying so it can be reborn a different way. This is an ending that has some painful transition period following it, or some painful transformation period taking place afterwards. Sometimes I'll get this card when something new is trying to come into a person's life and it doesn't have room to fit because something else is already occupying the space the new thing belongs in, and whatever's already in that space is dead. They just haven't released it and let it fall away yet to make room for something new. This is feeling more like something has happened between the two of you. This, like, they had this happiness and then this period of time goes by and then boom. Over. Tell me about death. Why is death card central for Capricorn's person of interest in October 2024, please? Underlying this death energy, temperance. Sagittarius major arcana. It's patience, but it's about trying to blend things together to make something new. It can be reconciliation. This is like something is out of whack, and this is recalibrating that. But then there's this leaving something painful behind and moving away from the pain and moving forward into the future. It's just a matter of, am I carrying a burden with me, or am I carrying a lesson with me so something like this doesn't happen? Got the Two of Cups. This is feeling like them trying to move forward toward a connection. But it's also, like I said, a choice. It's either a choice about your connection or it's a choice between two different cups of love. It still doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like we have a third party. When I clarified death, Judgment, Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Devil. Judgment is the most powerful decision card in the deck. It's a final decision, passing a final verdict in judgment on something. In a relationship reading, this has got two meanings. Either A, we're calling this dead and over with, and there ain't no coming back from it. Or B, we're resurrecting something. We're calling something back from the grave, bringing it back to life and trying to transform it so it's never this shitty way again. That's sitting right beside the sun. Happiness is tied to this idea of resurrecting it. And also strength, this difficult situation that I'm struggling to make it through, is tied to the idea of it being dead. This is looking like happiness relying on resurrecting this. This overall energy looks like a decision to balance something back out and some recognition about something that allows forward movement to happen. I do have 10 of Swords behind that and 7 of Swords behind that. Holy shit. 3 of Swords behind that and 9 of Wands. That 9 of Wands is here in the shared energy, the barrier that's in the way. The thing that's caused the pain. Ew. There's some recognition of the truth here. This is now starting to look like the Merchant giving to 2, the truth, the severing, the recognition of what's going on. The 10 of Swords, a swift, painful ending, an ending you don't see coming, an ending in betrayal. 7 of Swords, lying, cheating, deception, sneaking around. 3 of Swords, heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. That could be the wall. That could be the barrier that's in the way here. Well. Is there any other way I can view that? Doesn't look like it. When I clarified the death card, I got Judgment as the first one. 7 of Cups is more Scorpio energy. This is options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of cups here, a lot of different ways this could play out. A lot of emotions involved, and I'm not wanting to make a mistake and pick the wrong thing here. The smoke around the cups can mean clouded judgment, clouded decision making, intoxication, obscured vision. It could even be somebody blowing a smoke screen, trying to obscure their vision, trying to make it so they can't see the options, can't figure out what's going on. Could be death and the judgment being passed here. I do see Queen of Swords severing some sort of a commitment here. Severing the person that you were building a life with, potentially for being a player. It is possible that something bad has happened here. Next I have Eight of Swords, Gemini energy of thinking in circles. It's thinking about something over and over on this repeating loop. Oh man, this one's draining me. Not being sure what's the safe move to make. And blindfolded, like I don't have all the information, I don't have all the answers, I don't know everything, and that's why I don't know what to do here, and I'm feeling stuck and trapped and blocked because I don't know what to do. Confused. Is it dead, or can we bring it back to life? This Eight of Swords is sitting right beside the Tower, so this is like whatever ended it between the two of you, they're stuck in their head grinding on that. And then I've got the Devil. This is Capricorn's major arcana. This is heavy toxic energy. It can represent there's toxicity in the connection. It can represent this person has some toxic baggage that they're carrying. It can represent a toxic level of overthinking something, obsessively grinding on something. It's in the same column with Seven of Cups, which can represent intoxication. We could have a drug problem, an alcohol problem. We can have some kind of addiction here. This is a feeling of being trapped by something, feeling like I can't escape from it, like it has control over me and I don't have control over it. It can be an element of their shadow. It can be, something where they got hurt at some point in the past and they never actually healed from it. They just repressed it and shoved it down into the shadows and pretended like I'm fine and kept going even though they weren't fine. When people do that, that's the equivalent of like sewing up some shrapnel in your leg and acting like everything is going to be fine. No, it's not. It's going to flare up. It's going to fester up. It's going to get infected and it's probably going to mess you up. And something is going on like that here. They could be obsessively grinding on what to do to get this back, to balance it out, and they're not happy trying to balance it out, but it's feeling like maybe logic and reason and the facts that they're seeing are presenting some kind of a wall here. Final card for your person is the Knight of Swords, fastest moving knight in the deck. This is rushing forward, making some rapid, decisive action on something. It's usually something that wasn't thought through first. This is not the person who reads the instruction manual or thinks about it first. They just do it and they don't think about it until after they already did it. Very spontaneous, spur of the moment, like impulsive kind of an energy here. Tell me about Knight of Swords. Why is that the final card for Capricorn's person here in October 2024? Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. This is now looking like they're the ones that did the stupid stuff here. They're the ones, and you probably recognize what's going on at some point. And hence the ending, hence you severing the connection. Sneaky, deceptive third party. It's like, Now, I gotta back up there. That Three of Swords that's down here behind Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords. It's not always romantic third party. That can be any energy that's not you, that's not them, causing some kind of a problem. Anything we do enough of as humans is going to pick up its own energy. Hell, my business has its own energy at this point. It could definitely become this third energy that causes some kind of a problem in my life because I spend a lot of time doing what I do here. Working too much can be that. The career could be that. Geographic distance could be that. An addiction could be that. Some pain that someone caused this person previously that they haven't healed from can be that third energy. That could be the wall that's in the way. Could be any number of things. Nosy people sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, but it could also be a third party. This Wheel of Fortune is a pivotal moment where things changed. I've got the tower collapsing. It could be telling me that they took some action that they didn't think about first, real spontaneously or impulsively, and that was the pivotal moment that changed everything and sent this to hell in a handbasket. And maybe they're struggling with that right now. This could also be everything has been going really bad, and this could be them trying to turn the wheel the other way, trying to correct course here, and not really getting anywhere with that. Hanged Man, progress halted. So this is either they took some action they didn't think through, and that's what changed everything and stopped the progress between the two of you, or they're wanting to turn it around and not getting anywhere. When I clarify Knight of Swords, I get the Page of Wands, Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Pages are messengers. Wands are about passion, desire. So this is passionate messages, communications about passion and desire, expressing interest, expressing what I want. It's also the minor arcana version of the Fool. So it's about taking the willingness to take the first steps down this new path toward this thing I have passion and desire for. It's in a row with happiness and judgment. So that could also be illumination and judgment. So it could be that they were doing passionate messages somewhere and that got illuminated. I do have passionate new beginning over here, single energy over here, and the moon, something being hidden in the dark. I do also have a page, communication, and a card that can literally mean juggling two people in the physical sense. And there also happens to be the player of the tarot deck in that same column. And all this fear, worry, and anxiety about player, or fear, worry, and anxiety that they're given to two people. And I don't want to lose them, but I got to check this out and see what's going on. It's starting to look like they did something they shouldn't have done, and it took you a while to find out. Next clarifier for the Knight of Swords is the Seven of Wands, Leo energy. This is a defensive energy. This is defending my position, defending my stance, being willing to fight for this thing that's important to me, fight to protect something that's important to me, or even fight for this connection to get it back. But then I've got another seven right beside. Holy shit. This whole row is sevens. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands. 777. 7 is the number of the divine. The Tower is card 16, and in numerology, you take those double-digit numbers and you add them together to convert it back to a single digit. 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. This is the number of the divine. Like when the Tower happens, it's not because you're being punished for something. It's because something is being removed for you. It's like a gift from the universe, even though it never feels like that at the time. I've got a defensive energy here with options and choices and confusion in some period of time tied to this. I got Queen of Swords on your side, Seven of Wands on their side. This would be, look, dude, I know what's going on. We need to have a talk. And this would be like, nuh-uh, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. But that's blowing a smoke screen. Trying to hide the options and choices. And it could be a period of time when that was happening. And in your energy, last column, the moon and the Seven of Pentacles. A period of time where something's happening and things are hidden in the dark and kept secret. And the very next card is the Ace of Wands. Passionate new beginning. Phallic symbol. Not looking like they did some good stuff here. Knight of Pentacles doesn't help matters. Slowest moving knight in the deck. So this can just be really slow forward movement on something. It's usually monotonous and one drip at a time in the snail's pace. And I want this yesterday and it's not moving, or it feels like it's not moving. I can't tell from where I sit that anything's happening. It can also represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do but doesn't for some reason. Like he has the seed of abundance, but the fields are empty because he hasn't planted the seed and he knows he's supposed to. He's looking right at the damn thing. Can also be the opposite. He knows he's not supposed to sit on his ass, but that's what he's doing anyway. So it can be that person who knows what they're not supposed to do and just does it any damn way. And that's right beside this grinding on this repeating loop, and I'm not sure what to do anymore. And the Tower, the collapse of everything. Final clarifier for this spontaneous, impulsive action taker here, we got Queen of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, wife energy, fiance, person I'm building my life around, centerpiece of the home and family. It's the other half of the 10 of Pentacles equation. King of Pentacles is over on this side. I've got the Hierophant in both decks, the 4 of Wands, your very first card. The only card that I'm missing that would talk about marriage or combining together lives is the 10 of Pentacles. I don't have it. I've got the 7 of Pentacles. That is this ever going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles or not? Should I cut my losses and move on? I don't know that you were married to this person or if that's the direction you maybe thought it was headed in. And maybe that's why you're not happy, because it hasn't actually panned out. There's some thing here in the way of getting to commitment. And that thing that's in the way might very well be someone giving to 2 people and being very cold and calculated about that. What's right here beside the Queen of Pentacles is the Devil. Both Capricorn cards. Those cards don't have anything to go with it in the row. These 2 cards on your side also don't have anything to go with it. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. Those are the Capricorn minor arcana cards. The 3 of Pentacles also is that, and I don't have that out here. But I've got your major arcana and your court card out here. This is very, very strange here. Like overthinking, confusion, options. This looks like a person who did some shit they weren't supposed to do, got found out about it, probably thought they were going to schmooze it all over and just tell you some BS story and get away with it. Maybe thought they were going to defend themselves and that was going to work, only it didn't because you saw through that. But there's still this element here of potentially wanting to hold on to something and not let go of it on your side, and uncertainty about whether this can be fired back up, probably even internal conflict about whether or not you want to fire this back up, because you don't technically need them here. But then there's also this element of you not being fully happy with the way things are. See, this is not clarifying things for me. This card is broken down here. We got 3 cups in the front and 1 cup up here. The 3 cups can represent being united and celebrating. And I'm not happy because we're not united. And I'm daydreaming about filling that cup back up with you. And I'm sidetracked by that. It can also represent 3 cups being third-party love triangle because there's 3 cups of love here. And I can't get that other person you brought in out of my head. There's you giving to 2 people, and I see the truth and the facts of this, and I can't unsee what I know to be true, and that creates some hurt for me, and it also creates a barrier for me of getting back to commitment, even though I potentially want commitment. It's like my head and my heart are telling me 2 different things here, which is probably a reason why I'm like, do I or don't I? Should I or shouldn't I? This is looking like a painful situation. You're going to have to leave me a comment and let me know how this applies to you, because I can't tell if this is multiple messages mixing together on me or if I have totally screwed something up here. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Capricorn love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.